Well, hello everybody, and thanks as always for joining us here at Billiard Livestream. We've actually got a little bit of a special treat today. One of our junior champions has come over here to join us. See her up there at the table right now, Sofia Mast. Amazing shot, 12 years old. There's a whole lot of people getting ready to learn a lot of things right now because this little lady knows how to shoot. And returning with us, second time appearing, is Mrs. Danielle Fee. She came out here and joined us yesterday for a little Valentine's special event that we had between myself and my wife, and her and her great husband, Mr. Kyle Fee. The one thing we do want to point out, you can see it down there in the bottom right hand side. Throughout this particular match that we have, we're going to do a 8-ball race to 7, and time permitting, there may be a 9-ball race to 7 as well, or 9-ball in general. We won't say quite what the race is. Depends on how long it takes to get through this one. Oddly enough, Mrs. Sophia is still in school. All of the donations that we're getting for today are going to go to Shooting for the Future. Both of these two are really big advocates of that. They both actually help out. Miss Danielle and her husband both help volunteer for Shooting for the Future, which is a organization that has recently come into play to be able to help young players learn, help young players even with some of the expense that it takes to go to some of these tournaments that are out of town. And Sophia not only participates, but also even helps coach some of the new children that come out there. Been able to watch her a few times on some of the live streams that they've done. And she's just 12 years old, just a phenomenal shot. Both of them are playing on the 7-foot today. I believe it was probably about a month ago, if anybody wants to look back up and see some of the other times that she shot, even on the Shooting for the Future on their Facebook page. They have a little bit of the video that I was able to watch whenever they were doing it, from when she went up to Virginia, I believe it was. Out very well out there. You can see young lady's got some great cue ball control. Getting real close to the end of these the stripes here. We see that 9-ball tied up a little bit, and 12-ball as well. Get that one inside. I'm sure she wanted to leave that one a little bit shorter, just to tap in the side and go up for a 12-ball. She may try to run this one up straight. Do some pretty impressive things with the cue ball here. Wow, it's a really great shot. Almost gets that 9-ball out of there. Kicks back a little bit. Let's see if she goes with more of a defensive game here. Up a little bit hard, but sure tried for that one. It's a great thought and almost a perfect lead. Still not an easy run out here for Danielle to come back to the table with. Sneaks that one in, gets that cue ball over very nicely. that three ball down here in that same corner. Might be playing a little bit of one pocket here with all three of them planning to go in that same quarter. Did she get up far enough? Might have come up just a touch short. See that six ball's hidden back there a little bit. Might be able to come rail first. Looks like she likes the one rail kick a little bit better to start off with. Great shot there. Is first game going to? Yes, it is, Mrs. Danielle Fee. See Kyle out here. How's it going? And thanks once again for coming out and joining us yesterday. That was a real pleasure. We've got to hang out a little bit at tournaments before, but you two coming out and joining us, that was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do that again soon. See Mr. Michael over here in the chats, and another person that's got a quite the young lady bull shooter. I'd like to see her out here sometime too. Keep us in mind if you're ever down here by the Riverview area. Some of these junior players are just absolutely amazing on how well they shoot. I didn't even know what pool was at that kind of age. Almost gets that 8 ball on the side. Now they are playing BCA rules on this one, so if the 8 was to go in on the break, it's not going to be anything. It's just going to spot back up and continue on play. Mr. Sean Williams from Roanoke. How are you doing? I think I've seen you out here a couple of times with us. Glad you returned. Real quick, while she's marching her way through these, make sure you share this one out. This is probably one of the more important ones. A great shot. Oh, he wants that 8 ball to slow down though. This one's probably as, if not more important than any of the other ones that you've seen us stream out here. Is again a little bit more exposure for some of the junior players. Also here to make sure that we're helping out the everybody that's doing what they can for shooting for the future over there. Who catches the points on the way out. Sofia comes back to the table and with ball in hand. Oh, Sean, you were saying the tournament that they played with and was in Roanoke. Yeah, that was a really good tournament out there. I watched some really amazing shots, and even the live stream they did out there with Rod did just a phenomenal job. I'll take my weekends to watch that every chance I get. Catches the point but blocks the pocket, so pretty successful shot there. Danielle's gonna have a little bit of a tough time here. Sofia's got hers spread out pretty nicely, nothing in trouble, so she's just waiting for another opportunity to pounce here. See if there's even a bank shot's a little tough on this one, so might just go ahead and chase that ball into the corner and just kind of leave it up at the pocket, or leave it right at the pocket. That's to get into that one a little bit, and pretty sure she didn't call that one. Thea comes back to the table. Ooh, catches the point, helps her out a little bit there, and the ball goes back up the other end of the table, leaves her a good opportunity in the side pocket. Oh, guess we need to change the score here. Once again, another defense play. Good one. That Got a whole lot of different directions that Sophia's laid that over there where it's very difficult to get to. Looks like Sophia's got a lot of options here. Trying to pick her favorite. Like she might just start off on one end of the table and work her way back down. Eight ball's sitting right by the corner. Not too much that she has to do there. Just that touch of an angle on the side pocket, which makes it about perfect. She can put this cue about anywhere that she wants to. Anybody who's been playing long enough knows that straight in a lot of occasions can be a bad thing. Making sure that she leaves just the angle that she needs. Skates past that 15, leaves a great shot for 13, or she can go ahead and shoot the 15 on the side if she wants to. Got to slow down a touch. Makeable shot in the side for someone with Sophia's talent. Wow. Oh, don't get behind that 7. Looks like it may have stopped in time. Oh, that's so close. I believe she's behind the edge of it, so she might be able to come around it. It's tough to say. If she can at least just make contact with it, that 7 ball's not in the greatest of spots. Like she's gonna put a small masse on it. Does catch the 7 a little bit. Danielle with a opportunity for game number 2. Danielle finishing that game off moves her up to 2-0. As we mentioned before, let's go ahead and bring this up. Go ahead and check them out on Facebook. I don't know if in your area, if you have a lot of junior players that are trying to look for a little bit of help on how to instruct some of these players, and but look up Shooting for the Future, and I think it's shootingfuture.com. It's also their website that you can check anytime that you want to. Again, great organization. It's not only helping our future players make sure the sport sticks around for as long as possible, but they're also trying to help with some of the expenses these players incur. We know as any player that goes and plays some of the tournaments, how much that can actually cost, and runs up pretty quick. Try to take some of that out and allow these aspiring players to get out there as often as they want to. A few people on obviously on our Facebook channel, but also on our YouTube channel, and glad everybody's tuning in this evening. Danielle doing a nice job of getting that back down in the middle and trying to start breaking some of these balls out on the lower end down here. Looks like there may be a combo opportunity, 3-way combo opportunity between that. It's a 10, 12, and 11 that's sitting there. Start freeing some of those balls up from that pack, making it a little easier for her. 2 kind of sneaks over in the way. She's gonna be a little jacked up over this ball. Oh, great attempt there with being jacked up over that 10 ball like that. That was a nice shot. Hitting a couple of good solid shots there. That one just kind of backs back up, snuggles right up next to that 1 ball. Makes that a little tougher. Gets a ton of English on that cue ball, trying to throw that 1 ball over there, and once again, really nice attempt at that. Be a line up for that 13 in the side over here. Getting pretty close to decision time whenever it comes to that 10 ball. 14's next. I believe that'll get her on the 15. Has that very nicely. See if she can use that 5, maybe bump that 10 out of there. What a great shot. Let's bump the 10 out. It's a little tough to say we're going to be on this one. Looks like she's going a little bit more into possible defense mode. If we look from the side, it hasn't left it easy. There's a 4 ball shot that's all the way up, but you can see they're getting onto that 2 and 3, 2 and 5. I don't know which one that is. For Danielle, it's not going to be a piece of cake. Danielle makes a great shot. Wow, that went deep in that pocket and came back up. Gets herself shot on that 10 ball back up table. Possibly in this side. Looks like that one's more suited to go down into this bottom right corner. Drills it. A little bit of a cut left on the 8 ball. Tries to bank that one over. I think she's trying to play a little bit of a shot and possibly a little safe also. It's been hung up in that corner pocket. Danielle's going to have a little bit of a difficulty with the 5 ball. Comes out a little on the hot side. Gets a little bit of a roll there. She bumps the 1 ball, but still leaves a good shot for the side pocket. Bounce out and looking pretty good at the moment. Justin asking, how old are these ladies? I will tell you the age of Sofia, which I believe is 12 years old. There's no way, even if I knew, that I'm going to tell you how old Danielle is. So hopefully that's enough information. I think Danielle moving up to 3-0 so far. But you can see just by the play that she's gonna have to keep her foot on the gas here. Well, Miss Sophia is nobody to be playing around with. Danielle really making some nice shots here. Everything's just finding its finding itself in the center pockets. All that play on the 9-foot table yesterday must have done some good here because everything looks like it's just sitting right in front of her. Free ball. It looks like the edge of it may be blocked a little bit, and it is. So she's gonna try to cross corner that 3 ball. Hits that one firm, leaves it right in the jaws of the pocket. Who catches the point on the pocket a little bit now. Danielle's got a little bit of challenges here with, you see where that 8 ball is, and it really doesn't have a pocket. So is she going to try to break this one out off to 3 or play defense after that? I believe she was trying to break it out. Comes on the low side of it a little bit, gets back up table, so idea for her is to kind of hit a little bit straight, go ahead and send that 14 back up table, see if she can't get the cue ball maybe down here on the bottom. At least make some of that a little bit more difficult. I can't tell if doesn't look like there's a carom off the 10 ball. I think we're going to see a little bit more of a. Looks like she's putting a draw stroke on it. Decides to try to push that. That's a 1 pocket shot there. She's trying to push that 8 ball through the 14 that was back there and almost pulls that off successfully. That is not an easy shot. Sofia playing a nice defense there. Not only does she hide that cue ball behind the 10, but it looks like most of that pocket is blocked by that 11. Danielle swings that one a little bit long. Takes that 11 out for her. It comes back to the table once again with ball in hand. Don't know if she'll take the 10 ball now. Might go ahead and get the other 2 and just try to plan on staying up at the 10 ball. Looks like she is going to go ahead. Nope, she's getting one right below it. So 13 ball next. 14 looks like she's got a good angle to go ahead and push that one forward and stay on the top side of the 10 ball. Catches the point. At least she was looking at the leave a little bit more than the shot on that one. Trying to drag that cue ball a little further up there. Got great position on the 10. Didn't successfully make the 14 to process. She gets one more chance at it. I see Danielle made a comment over here, and it's funny. A lot of the pictures, whenever I was finding one for the profile picture we had over here, quite a few of the ones that were available did have her shooting in a mask. We see that she's gone back to shooting the mask now, and I bet it's has a lot to do with how much practice this young lady's been putting in. Oh, uses the whole pocket, slides the 8 ball in the side door. Luckily, in BCA, you don't have to call the banks, you just have to call the pocket. That goes in with no problem. Going to move that up to 3-1. Get a few more people is popping into our. Let go ahead and put that flyer back up real quick. Popping into our YouTube channel as well, and of course our Facebook numbers are going up. If you get an opportunity, please make sure you share this out. We want to remind everybody that any of the donations that we receive today, all of that will be going over to Shooting for the Future. You can use any of the apps that's up there at the top, as well as being able to use the stars that's provided out by your comments in the Facebook section. We want to make sure that we're doing our part as well to help out these young men, young ladies. Like a three-way combo planned over here. It's just a little bit overcut. 7 stays under control and in front of that pocket. At some point, Sofia's going to have to work around that one a little bit. Right now, she probably has her eyes set on that 9 ball over in the corner. Tries to get that ball to come back up for the next shot. Process gets that 8 ball in a little bit of trouble. And Vicky, this is actually down here in Riverview, Florida. If you're not familiar with where that is, it's basically the suburbs of Tampa, on the east side of Tampa, Florida. Sophia running that one up nicely and giving herself once again a few more options. Good thing about 8 ball is you can choose your favorite after you plan on one. You can always change your mind. You see a better option, and it's making sure that she takes advantage of that as well. Uh, Vicky, for the most part, yes. Basically, everything we've got set up here, it doesn't lend itself to mobile all that well, because of the way that we've got the room and the cameras and all that set up. Every once in a while, we'll take off and um, I think I've done two tournaments to be quite honest with you, so it doesn't happen too often. I actually like to make it a little bit more mobile so that we can um, be able to go to a few of the like the kids events, be able to follow the shooting for the future and some of the different tournaments that are going on, juniors tournaments, around a little bit more. But for the moment, I'd say about 90% of what you've seen has been exactly at this location. And using that bridge puts the two ball right at the edge. It doesn't quite fall in the pockets. If you're having no trouble cutting that one into that side pocket, looks like she's really only got one problem ball down there, and that's the 11. We'll see when she decides to take care of that one. Looks like she's going to go ahead and try to cut that 9 and might see if she can bump it out of the way. Does a great job with that shot. The ball ends up staying down on the bottom side of the table. But a nice bump in clearing that pocket out. People unfortunately finds that corner pocket. Danielle doing a nice job of making sure she gets around the that 11 ball that's up there. Leaves herself a down on the 5, a little bit of a draw. I'll be playing that 8 ball to go in the same pocket. And pretty close to straight there. And a nice finish. Stops the cue ball to keep it away from finding its way into a pocket. Danielle moves this one up to 4-1. Danielle with a nice open break there. That's pocket 1. Danielle making a couple of them up table, getting that ball to get it back out in the middle. Stops out dead center after bumping into another one of the stripes over there. That's a shot here. It's that one hard enough to make a new pocket. Ball gets back up table. Doesn't get a favorite angle on the one ball. It looks like she is going to try to cross bank that one into the other side. Kyle, you weren't kidding. Safeties is not her thing. Gets it right by the pocket again. So one thing that's really helped Danielle's success here, being able to get some of these various shots right by the pocket and making Sofia have to kind of work around them. Sofia's done a good job with that, but you're still having to take a shot in order to do that if it doesn't give a perfect roll when you're trying to clear that pocket, like on the last game. Ball bounces back up, doesn't necessarily leave you that out that you were really hoping for. But whenever you can, in 8-ball, you have that extreme opportunity to be able to cover the pockets up and make it that much more difficult for your opponent. I'll stay out of that side pocket. All right. It's that one. It's that one good enough to make sure that it came back up so that she'd have a shot. Almost finds its way in the side, but nevertheless, we can look at it from here and tell that is not what happened. So still has a couple of different shots. She can shoot that 11 and come back across. She can actually clear that 7-ball out of that pocket with where we see the 14 lined up for it. Wants to be careful though doing that one, not to push it out the side and even bump that 4-ball. Gets a little closer to it here. We'll see if she decides to go ahead and play it this time. Grab that bridge one more time. And a good shot there. Now she has cleared that pocket. She's got a way to be able to get down to that 14 to pocket it. And I'm going to say that Danielle's 4-ball's in trouble, but she's made some pretty amazing shots here, so we're not going to say that too quick. Ball almost finds its way into both the top left corner and the side pocket over there. Wouldn't have counted in the side pocket, but I'm sure she called it up into that top left. That was a really good stroke at that. Finds the edge of the pocket, but if you look at where that four ball is, this is not an easy shot for Danielle to come back to. Kind of got one. Let's see if we look at it from the side. Not the side. That button's the side. Yeah, that one's tough. She's probably gonna end up having to bank this one. Geez, that was once again a really good try at it. We'll probably see a little bump on the 10 ball. Definitely have to watch the speed. If it catches a little too light or a little too firm, if she hits that beautifully, gets herself for the other corner pocket for the 14. Draw it out. She can go forward. She's got plenty of options. Just like a champ. Gets it back out, make sure that leaves plenty of room not to bump it or not to get into a bad position. Just leaves herself a little bit of a cut. Sofia moves that up 4-2. And if you're watching the comments section over here, then I forgot to tell Danielle about the 20 to 30 second delay. So if you're watching it too close, on occasions you may end up seeing a spoiler alert. So. Almost makes a couple of balls there on the break. Opens that rack up really nicely. I believe she could have ran a little ways if one of those sitting at the edge of the pockets would have fallen in. Danielle comes back with a pretty open table here. Doing once again a nice job is showing a lot of control on this table. We know anybody that plays on 7-foot diamonds knows that there's a lot of difficulty. I know all the shots just seem like they're shorter and it should be easier. It's a smaller table, no big deal. 8-ball on a 7-foot table is not that easy of a game. Your position play has to be, especially out of the beginning like this, where there's so much on the table, your position play just has to be that much better, and we can see that Danielle's doing a great job of moving around through all of this traffic. Now that 8-ball, it's in a bit of a spot right now. Almost thinks the 5-ball in there as well. She's going to want to keep that one out there. She could bank straight into it, just has to be a little bit careful. And remember, once again, that 8-ball is not necessarily going to be super easy to get to. Nudges that 5-ball in. That one pretty solid. Is she going to be able to see the edge? Believe so. But that's about all she's going to see of that ball. I don't believe that one's going to have a pocket, but I've been proven wrong plenty of times. All right, gets a solid hit on it. Now Sophia comes back to the table with a little bit of running room. Looks like that 14 still has a lane in there, which will set her up very nicely. That 13 and 15. Let's go ahead and take that one straight back across. Gets it hooked up a little bit with that 10 ball. I don't know how close she is. There's a little bit of distance there, but it it may go up there into that corner. Hit a few amazing shots here. Calls this bottom right corner. Like it's overcut just a bit, but did she cover? Looks like she may have gotten part of that 8 ball covered. But a long, not so easy shot for Danielle to come back up to. That was a very missable shot there, and that one might get sucked in. So with a little bit of rolling assistance from the pool gods there, Sofia gets this within 1 game. Make sure that we bring as much awareness to this shooting for the future. These two and families very involved with shooting for the future, trying to make a lot of things happen for the next generation of pool players. It's absolutely great to watch the amount of time and the quality of time that they spend with some of these juniors out there. Everything from training, traveling, you name it, they're there for them. Danielle working on a pretty good run there. Happens to find a side pocket. Sophia comes back to the table with ball in hand. Sofia taking a good look around the table. You can tell she's done that before. And great shot in the corner. Probably not much doubt that she's taking a look at what she needs to do with that 12 ball. Kind of look behind that 3 over there. Tries to come over and bump it. They have to come back for that one at another time. Starts looking up table at that 9 and 10. A little bit of a bobble on that one. And Michael was reading your comment over here, and hats off to you, brother, because that's I've seen your own daughter and how great she plays and how she keeps picking on pros. And I'm not talking about house pros. I'm not talking about good players. I'm talking about pros that come in, and it's definitely fun to watch, and it's amazing how much time people do invest and should invest. Once again, in our next generation of players, if you're turning the streams on like this one or any other one, and only want to see things like I mean, we all like competitive pool. We all like to see pros play. We all like to see great players. But if the only thing that you're turning it on for is to watch gamblers and players, I have to put you up there pretty high with the top of a group of people that's part of the problem. There's a whole lot of respect that can be had out of this game and how people play it. And watching people like juniors players, you can remember it's even all the way back to high school and things like that, where people actually play it because they enjoy it. And Sofia, whenever they first got here, she was I was telling her that I've watched her on TV or watched her on streams a few times and things like that, and she kind of lights up whenever she talks about how much she enjoys the game and those kind of things. And that's it's just great to see. Something happened on my scoreboard over here. Get that fixed. And 5-3. Mr. Salhamani, thank you very much for those stars. As we said before, it's obviously going straight over to help out those junior players, and we appreciate everything that comes in. Nice little bump draw shot there as it comes off the rail. Danielle shot for that corner. We see it's got a little bit of work to go through. Wow, really smacks the cue ball and it immediately finds the corner pocket. And she walks away laughing over here. And Sofia's got it's not necessarily going to be an easy one, but she's got a path to get out here. We can see that one ball has a small window for that corner pocket. Three ball does. I mean, it's again, I don't want to call it a piece of cake because I probably couldn't do it myself. Give her a little far. I think it's right up on top of the six. Was hoping that would probably stop a little bit earlier and give her a shot for that corner. Sophia does a great job of getting that cue ball over, at least make it difficult. Made an attempt at the shot, but also left that cue ball where it's a little tougher for Danielle to shoot. 15 ball does look like it'll go in the side, but you really got to watch that cue ball speed. I guess the one ball in trouble, but in the same effect, little problems with the 13 ball, excuse me, over there. Sal, thank you. I see a second round of stars coming in. I appreciate that. Sophia making a great attempt at that three ball, cutting that over there into that corner, sits right at the edge of it. But more importantly, leaves that cue ball a little further away for Danielle's next shot. Undercuts that one a bit, pushes that cue ball up. A place that Sophia will have no problem getting to for three ball. Now wants to leave a little bit of an angle one side or the other for that six ball. Does just that. So she'd like to have a touch more angle, but at least she can get down there and kind of make sure she can get a good hit on the one ball. Or may have left Danielle with a chance to get out. It's that cue ball is going to want to stay down there towards the bottom. You can see it. She's actually got a little bit of angle, but not a ton. But it's a great job drawing that back. At least that 10 ball on the side. Dead center pocket as she has all evening here. Eight in the corner, just like it was made to fit there. Moves Danielle up to on the hill. 6-3. While they're getting this one started, I've got to step away from the mic real quick. I'll be right back. We'll make sure we leave it on a speed that you'll be able to see as hopefully as much as possible. Sofia making some great shots there and even clears that 8-ball out on the previous shot. The ball looks like it goes up in the corner. All that forward just a touch. It's gonna be a little tough. She's kind of going across the grain with the lead that she wants. Young lady's got a good feel on speed of the table, so I think she's gonna have too much trouble. Mr. Kyle Fee coming in there with some more stars, and thank you very much. And wow, what a great shot that was. I cannot believe I did not have the instant replay on. All right, Sofia, do it again. I'll catch the next one. Bank that one over, and I believe she wanted to leave that cue ball back a little bit and kind of leave a tougher shot for Danielle to come back to. Danielle doesn't have necessarily the easiest shot in the world here. She really does have to watch that speed as well. Center ball, try to get that cue ball to drift up table, but it's got to do it slowly and really watch how that speed goes to be able to keep that shot on the 5-ball. Ends up a little far, and that was kind of the danger. So a tough cut. Been shooting great, so got a chance of making it. already learned that doesn't play a lot of safeties. There is definitely one that's presenting itself here, and she may have to take this one or take a chance on it going to 6-4. All right, Kyle, I'll keep a special record of that one just to show that he does play safeties. Not often, but they do happen. Put her up there in that Evan On category of play. All defense until I absolutely have to play defense. Or all offense until I absolutely have to play defense. Sorry about that. Yeah, taking a good look at this one. So we also learned that Sofia does, I mean, this would be really, really difficult, but she also does know how to use a jump cue. Decides to go ahead and push that 8-ball down. Probably wanted that to stay down on the bottom rail. So give ball in hand. We'll see where the ball ends up for Danielle if she decides to play it to side rail and back over, or the top rail and down. Looks like she's going to choose side rail. Sets herself up for almost a spot shot. Again, she's been shooting great, so a very makeable shot for her. Low rolls it just a hair down. And Sofia's plan may have worked. Overcuts it, and down goes Fraser. That was a good try. It was a long shot there. Stop shot from Danielle. It takes care of game number 7. Let's see if they're going to go ahead and switch up to 9-ball. I'll check on them real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, luckily for us, they are going to go ahead and shoot a 9-ball round. Something tells me we're gonna see a little change up here. Get this score fixed over here. All right, same race to 7. 9-ball typically goes much quicker than what the 8-ball does, and according to the numbers, they did a race to 7 and right at the 1 hour mark, so it didn't take them very long to get through that one. It gets a pretty open break, but that's scratch on that one, so he is going to start this one off ball in hand. And Kyle, I'm with you on the rooting for both. Whenever it comes down here, I try to stay as Switzerland as possible and stay right in the middle. But I think somewhere in the back of our mind, we always have a favorite and things like that. This is definitely an exception to the rule because both of them are just really great people to play in this sport and really want to make it better. Almost gets that one into that corner pocket. Who catches the point on that one? Danielle's going to come back to the table with pretty close to the same shot, except that cue ball sitting a lot closer to that rail. This is not a hanger here. But that cue ball does find its way into the other corner. Sofia looking down table for one ball. We can see that blue 2 ball to the left-hand side over here. Pay attention on it as there is one ball that's off the table. Or 2. Who catches the point, trying to make that 2 ball. It is kind of snuck behind there a little bit, not real sure how much room Danielle has to be able to trim that 2 ball in. If she can catch the edge of it, it can be made. We know that cue ball is going to go down table a little bit. Does do exactly that. Now gets it a little bit jacked up over that 9 ball, and you see the pretty obvious problem there that making the 3 ball, getting back on that 4 would be tough. And Mr. Kyle Feed, thank you very much. See some more stars coming in. Need a few more of those to come in. We want to be able to hand over a decent little amount for these two taking their time and coming out here and putting on a good match for us. Again, that's all going to go over to Shooting for the Future. Anybody that's deserving it in this sport, it is that group. Banks that 4 ball out of there. Gonna get a good roll. Sits right behind that 6 ball. Nice hit. Gonna get a roll out of it. It ends up getting a lot of distance on it, which is going to make shot in the leave a little bit more difficult. We see that that 7-9 is lined up down there. It's still lined up. How close are we going to stay to that 6 ball? Pretty close. It's makeable, but not easy. Makes a really good attempt at it. A little bit of a nudge to get that 6 in. Come back over to the right-hand side of the table from here. 7-9 is lined up pretty well as any combo could be. Oh, don't find that pocket. Just the last second, that last little bit of roll. She had a great speed on that, though. See, Danielle probably go ahead and play this one 2 rails. Try to get back over to that same side that Sofia was just on. Not going to make it quite as far down. Makes the bank anyway. That cue ball is going to stay on the table. Good shot by Danielle there. More quick look at that. He trims that 7 ball over into the 9. All right, ladies need to take a real quick break and they'll be right back. Shouldn't take but just a couple minutes. Hopefully you'll hang in there with us. while they are racking this up. I also want to give a big shout out to a couple of different places that are also big advocates of these junior players and making making their home place for them to be able to go and practice. Mikey's place over here in Plant City, good friend of mine, and a great place to go to. Food is awesome up there, as well as Main Street Billiards that's over in Zephyr Hills. If you haven't tried either one of those two places out, full of great 7 foot, 9 foot, 7 foot diamonds. Also have some 9 foot tables in there. Both of them good places to go to. Make sure you support them. And they support the juniors. Sophia's very happy that she made one on the break. The break really hasn't been working too great for her today, which has been a little bit of a downfall. In those different events, whenever they're doing some of the different trainings and working with the players, be able to see both of these two along with some other great shots. And just as important, a lot of big-hearted people that go over and help them out. Hoping for ourselves to be able to get a little bit more involved. Get over there and help out ourselves. Hopefully a few people watching will do the same. You see what it's producing. Moment, I think it's producing a 12-year-old that will have to give me the 6 out. And I don't mean later on. Danielle taking a swing at that 9 ball. There's a lot of separation between that 1 and cue ball. Almost finds that 1 ball into the side. We see it. 3's got a little bit of trouble. It's going to result in a combo shot. Draws that one back out nicely, avoiding getting behind that 9 ball. Leaves herself a very makeable shot on that 4. A little Z bank there that I'm sure that was obviously planned. Oh, maybe not. Looks like they must be calling all shots on this one, making 9 ball just a little bit more difficult. By a little bit, I mean a lot. Oh, comes up just a touch short. Get behind that 9. Looks awfully close to it. I'll sit on the far right hand side. I believe she's gotten to a point that that 9 ball might be in the way on that side. Hitting it on the other, she might be able to tap it, but it wouldn't necessarily go in. So Danielle's going to look up table, kind of slide it by that 9 ball. Danielle really hitting that nice, as she actually even shot that one long, used a little bit of English to kind of straighten it out, try to take that 9 ball out of the picture a little bit more, sinks that in with no problem. That was a beautiful shot. 9 ball lined over that corner pocket. Danielle taking no prisoners and moves that up 2-0. Danielle hitting a really nice break there, opens everything up. Doesn't pocket a ball, but opens them up reasonably nice. You can see that 3-ball's in a little bit of trouble down here. But Sofia does have a cut on that 1-ball. Watches that speed a little bit. You still have a shot on the 2. It goes down a little bit long. See what kind of options we have. Came out a little tough. It looks like even that 8-ball might be blocking that side pocket. Probably one she wasn't worried too much about making, because even with making the 2-ball, again, we can see where that 3 is down here in the bottom left-hand side of our screen. I was probably thinking about that now. Not a real easy way to get that one out. May try to cut and see if she can draw back into it. Again, very controlled shot. Successfully gets 3-ball out. The 2-ball sits on the far side of that side pocket. Ends up cross banking that one over, but we saw that from a previous shot that these are all called shots. Uh-oh, is that going to get in trouble? It finds a big old pocket in the side. Sofia with a little bit of a tight position here in that space that she wants to get to. She may just leave it where she can make sure she gets a hit. That's a smart shot. Rather than trying to get down there and get buried behind something else. Leaves it nice and open so she can guarantee that she'll at least get the hit on it. May try to go ahead and bank that back up where she's standing. That's to play defense, and wow, what a great defense that was. That was a long distance away to leave it behind that 9-ball like that. Danielle takes a good swing at it. Does get that 6-ball, as you can see, kind of tucked over there a little bit more. We'll probably see if Sofia decides to go ahead and play that at an angle and get that cue ball back across the other side of the table. And that's exactly how she's lining it up. Bump that second rail and back across, leaves herself a good angle to get back up for that 7-ball. See, Sophia's joined into the chat room over here, asking for the asking to get to be spotted the 6. Well, I can't hear in the other room, but I'm almost wondering if she's not going to take a flyer at that 9 ball here. All right, she goes ahead and plays the smart thing, tries to put it behind that 9 ball. It does drift out a little bit, but you can see where the 7 is. Danielle's going to have to get back up there. I'm looking at trying to put the little extra on that one to get it back up. Ends up forfeiting the shot. Sofia's just happy that her evil plan worked. Catches the point on the way by, undercuts it just a little bit. Banks that one a little bit short. So Sofia does have a very makeable shot on the 7, but you can see where that 8 ball is, and that one's a little bit tougher. We'll check in a second to see if it's sitting on the rail or just by it. Draws it back up. Almost gets perfectly straight on that. It is just off the rail, so she might be able to make this one. She just needs a little top English and go ahead and roll that one in. It comes off the rail just a little bit. Would have had that shot on the 9 ball. Like many of us watching that side pocket, how the back of that 8 ball is sitting right there by it. Very easy shot to scratch on. Danielle plays that one out nicely. Moves the needle up. 3-0 right now. Tries to cut that one ball in, doesn't make it. See where she's left that cue ball. That one ball goes in. She actually had a shot on the two down here. Danielle's going to have a difficult time getting to that one ball. She's lined up pretty good on it though. Drills it right in the center. Is she going to get the roll out of it? It's got to keep going. I believe she can see the edge. It's hard to say whether or not she's actually going to make that in the side pocket. Slow rolls it in, uses the entire pocket, and does a great shot. Three ball obviously goes into the side. Five balls just sitting there waiting to roll that one forward a bit. Catches the point though. You can see the angle on the five ball. Probably go ahead and choose. May go ahead and choose to shoot that in the side. Move it around a little bit. Gets a little bump and a tough cut. So this is going back to some of the ones we've seen before, where she may elect to go ahead and put that on the other side of the nine ball. Might decide to go ahead and cut it. Huge stretch. Obviously a comfortable position and makes a great shot. Slightly off angle. Anything but behind the nine. Gets that little touch. Can't tell if it is sitting behind the edge of it. That looks really, really close. I believe that's makeable, but sitting that close to that nine ball, of course, whenever you're trying to line up, you just keep seeing the edge like that. So if it is clear, it's a tough shot. Four rails inside the pocket. Stays right there. See if Sofia can take advantage of this eight ball, get that they come back down again. This is a mistake that a lot of people can make here, self included. Not for her. Center of the pocket. Oh, don't. Whew, yeah, catches that point. that was pretty close, but comes out successful. I'll throw that replay back up here. Sure that all of us have played long enough to know very well just how big that side pocket becomes. For an angle that you can't even shoot a cue ball into, somehow or another it will find it coming off of that last ball. That is not a problem for the pink dagger. Moves this one 3-1. Danielle's coming up to break. She's got an edge of the one ball there. Has to be a little careful. That scratch shot's just on the other side of it. Have to go ahead and play that one a little bit more full. Cue ball finds itself, or one ball, excuse me, finds itself into the wrong pocket. Danielle comes back with combo. Successfully makes the 6-ball, cue ball, or 2-ball, excuse me, comes back and hides itself behind that 7. Good hit there. Yeah, taking a good look here to that 2-ball. The blue one sitting over there. She can make that shot, but she also knows where the difficulties are on the 3-ball, which is the red sitting down here a little bit closer to the bottom of the screen. May elect to put a little distance between these. She might also decide to go ahead and take the cut, go a couple rails, and it ends up going up pocket, and somehow or another that finds a corner pocket. You can't see it behind the mask, but she's actually laughing over there, and give her the credit for being a good sport about a bad roll. Nice attempt on the 4-ball, ends up catching that far point, does not go in. Sofia has a shot in the side pocket. Catches the same point on the other side. They were acting like twinsies. Coming up on this one, then on the 50-yard line. Thinks that with no problem. And look at that cue ball. And she's taking a look to see if it's worth going straight after that 7-9 combo, and it would definitely be taking full advantage of that cue ball coming off that point on the last one, or coming off 2 points. Did she catch it? No, overcuts it just a little bit. Looks like she does have an open shot for 8-ball. Tough cut there. With the pockets that ball, reward's going to be pretty good. That cue ball is just going to want to go back and forth across table. Undercuts it just a hair. Danielle has a corner pocket that's almost straight. Any kind of stop shot, and she's going to be just fine. Sofia playing push shot there and pushing it up to the high side of that one ball, knowing that not only do you have to make a bank, you have to make sure that it stays where it can be made. And looks like Danielle was trying to back cut the one ball. Pretty decent roll out of it. I think Sofia can hit the one, making it gonna be a little bit of a challenge. That's called the right side pocket. Cuts it about as thin as possible. Cue ball finds its way into bottom left corner. Gets a little wild on the two ball shot. Two ball finds its way into the side pocket. Two ball finds its way into the other side. With a horrible roll, and didn't deserve that one. She really played that table nicely, and somehow that cue ball finds its way to the side pocket. Ball in hand for Danielle on the 9. Great bank there by Sofia, and lines herself up nicely for the 5 ball. Also a great shot. To make sure we remind everybody that if you think this is like shooting at your local pool hall or at your friend's house, very sadly mistaken. A large room, it's got a couple of tables in it. The two of them in that room, that's the only thing that's going on in there. So it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. There is a small radio in the room, and I don't think that they even have the background music on in there. So it is literally a very quiet environment with just the two of them and a whole bunch of cameras. So I can promise you, I have seen a lot of players that are very good shots not be able to shoot that great in here. This does not seem to be affecting Danielle's play at all. I'm sure this is a little different for most every player that walks out here. I think it's easy. Set up a match sometime, come out here and give this one a shot. A whole lot of people that's played out here before will agree. Yeah, lines up that 8-ball for the corner, wants to roll it forward a little bit. Does just that, leads herself for the 8-ball in the corner. For the win. 5-2 is Sofia Mast. Cue ball finds its way to the pocket. Very makeable shot on that 1-ball. Wants to get a little bump on that 6-ball, ends up staying right behind it. Look over here, and it actually looks like 5 and 9 lined itself up. I believe that might get broken out now. Did there going to be not only a shot on the 4-ball, but a possible 4-9 combo as it lined itself up perfectly. Let's go ahead and take that one up table. Sofia comes to the table with a great shot on the 4-ball. 5-ball sitting there waiting. Feet on that one does stay before that Nine ball gives herself a great angle to bump that six ball in, still get the angle she needs for that seven ball. Exactly that. Drift. Also still on point for that eight ball. Yeah, takes her time, lines up on that nine ball. Catches the point on the way in. Meets Danielle with a cut. Danielle making a nice cut on the nine ball to bring that up to hill to two. I don't think the score really reflects how close this match has actually been. They both shot great. See on the back there, it's actually got our sponsors on there that helps out with the jackets, along with many others that you'll see that's on them, which is big supporters shooting for the future as well. Classic Billiard Outfitters, you can see them over there on the top left of our screen as well. They even help us out. They try to do as much as they can to help out the pool community, so make sure you check out their apparel. Pretty new company, local over here in the Tampa, Plant City, Lakeland kind of area. Up getting good roll there. Did stay behind that two ball. Nice hit. Just about drains that one ball into the side pocket over there. Finds itself real close to that pocket, but it looks like that has gotten blocked by that three ball. Long cut shot for Danielle to come back up to. He makes this, we'll drift back across table. Puts a little bit of inside on it, takes it down table, and whether she's got to except for maybe trying to carry him off the seven, again, play a tremendous amount of safeties here. And does have a pocket, but that's a tough pocket to go to. May even go ahead and bump this one and put that cue ball up table. Tries just that and gets a bad roll on that cue ball. Finds itself in the bottom right corner. It's a whole lot of that ball. Comes back up top right pocket. So that one's probably a little frustrating. Looked like maybe she was trying to get on the top side of that 3, maybe even as far as that 3 on the side. Danielle gets a nice little bump off the rail there, comes back out for 7 in the corner. She'll have to draw that back probably to get a good look at the 8 ball. Pretty good sized draw on that. Bounces off the rail. And look for that 8 in the side pocket. That's banking in the side that she's standing on right now. River cuts that one just a hair. Put a nice leave on the 9 ball from there. I believe Danielle's going to have to run this one around about 3 rails. See the cut that she's got. She may take the longer shot on the 9. Been playing a little bit longer throughout the match here. Really gets a hold of that one. Is that going to find a pocket? It is. Ball in hand for Sofia on the 9. Win number 3 for Sofia on this one. We throw that up there. If you ever see this little logo, that is that young lady that just won that last game, is the pink dagger. So if you see it, make sure you tune in and watch along with all of the other juniors that are out there. One of the places to find those juniors is Shooting for the Future. Make sure you check them out, support them any way you can, whether it's your time, helping them out with some of the money and expenses they have to go through. I do not have the score up to date. That is supposed to be 6-3, so if I misled anybody on that one, I apologize. There's a little button over here that keeps it on track with the scoreboard. That on this table you're not actually able to see the top of the scoreboard, but right now it is 6-3, so Danielle is on the hill. Ooh, that 9 ball almost finds its way in. It gets a nice roll there. Danielle's definitely going to want to get this hit, and I believe that may have caught. They're a lot closer than I am to it. I believe that might have caught the 8 ball first, and did. We can see where that 2 ball is, and see if she decides to go ahead and play that 2-9 combo. You're gonna have to play a combo between the 2 and the 7 and the 2 and the 9. Well, might as well play that 9 ball, and wants that to come down a little faster. So you can see the edge of the two ball at least. Almost drills that one. Might get that 9 ball anyway. Oh no. 2 sits right in front of the 9. Danielle on the hill might take care of it. Wonderful play from these two. That 2 and 9 go down. Again, I apologize that the score was off a few minutes ago. That does bring it up to 7-3, and Danielle takes the second set. I want to thank both of these two ladies for coming out. That was really, really fun to be able to have that over here. I hope that not only they join us soon, but many others like them come and join us. That includes juniors, females. Obviously, we have a lot of male matches that are over here. This is a lot of fun for me just to be able to both watch and commentate on. So please, if you get the chance, again, for even the rest of the day, if anybody wants to donate to any of the what we see across the top or the stars that come through as you're rewatching, and we will make sure that all of that goes over to Shooting for the Future. We got a few that came in today and really, really appreciate it. We really appreciate anybody always tuning in. I know we have another match tomorrow. I didn't get all of the details, so I don't have the flyer posted yet, but I'll try to get that out. So if you have an opportunity to tune in with us tomorrow, love to have you, and we'll keep going here as much as we can. Everybody, please stay safe, and hope to see you soon.